Hey, what is up, guys? So back with another video. This one is I've probably been waiting 4 or 5 months to do this on the truck. Y'all probably have a decent idea what is about to happen, but here's package 1 of 2 that came in. I'll go ahead and show y'all what's in that here in a little bit, but yeah, maybe doing something with that. For those that are new to my channel, this is my 2015 F250 King Ranch with the 6.7 liter diesel. Here's my father-in-law's F250 as well, 2014. Nice Lariat, 6.7 as well. Takes really good care of his truck. I love the two-tone combo that Ford does. Let's see where I'm at right now when it comes to mileage. 130,000 miles I'm doing this to my truck. Alright guys, so I'll quit bullshitting with you. What I'm going to end up doing is deleting my truck. I'm waiting on my 5-inch exhaust. That thing's going to be sweet. Let's go ahead and open up this box right here. And this is the new from what I understand. On my 2019 F250, that truck had the EasyLink 2.0. But here's the new. EasyLink Auto Agent 3, so they've gotten past the 2. It's a diagnostic tool, a tuner, and yeah, has all the instructions. I've done this before, so I know what I'm doing, kinda. It's been a while, but I got a pretty good idea what to do. I already downloaded the app. Alright guys, so I'm inside the truck. Hopefully you can see me. I got the box right here. Let's go ahead and open up this bad boy. I get about 14 miles per gallon mixed driving. I get about 15 to 16 on the highway, 75 miles per hour. This truck really likes. This is what we got. EasyLink 3 Auto Agent EasyLink 3. So it comes with like a micro SD disc right there. I think there's a USB-C hookup right there that's in that little divot. All right, so I went ahead and downloaded the Auto Agent app. iPhone, Android, it doesn't matter. All right, so I went ahead. I think I may have signed in already. I'm gonna go ahead and do Auto Agent 3. It gives you 3 options. What do you have? Auto Agent 1, 2, or 3? I'm gonna go with 3, press next. It's trying to connect Auto Agent. Make sure that the Auto Agent is connected to the OBD2 port of your vehicle. It's in my damn hand. All right, let me go ahead, throw it in. Let me show y'all what I'm looking at. All right, yeah, I did have some lights, a red and a blue light right there. All right, so it's trying to connect now. Make sure that is connected to your yes. Wi-Fi is turned on and connected to EasyLink. All right, so right here it's telling me I need to go connect to EasyLink XX Wi-Fi, and this is how it's going to talk. All right, so go Wi-Fi. There it is, EasyLink CB whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and connect. All right, and I'm connected. So let's go ahead and go back to the app. Would like to connect your devices to your local network. Sure. Place ignition on the on run position. Then tap retry. All right, so I'm not turning it on. All right, it needs a firmware update, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Install now. Version yes. Install. Please make sure that the key is turned on or that the engine is running. Okay, it is on. All right, so now it's just saying transferring the firmware to the Auto Agent. Get a quick little drink break. Does not appear to be connected on the internet. All right, so let's use. Keep trying. Well, it didn't give me an option to press anything. Just kind of disappeared. All right, please wait. Restarting the Auto Agent to use your location. That's a little sketchy. I'm going to go ahead and press allow while using app. All right, installation was completed successfully. This is what pops up right here. So it says vehicle VIN. My VIN is set up to link with blah, and it says AM Diesel Performance Incorporated Tight. All right, so it's going to give you two options, either cancel or link. I'm going to go ahead and confirm the serial number real quick, and it is correct. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press continue. So this is where it gives you an option, selecting your tire pressure monitoring system. All right, so I think I adjusted this on 4Scan, so I'm just going to go ahead and press stock OEM, press next. Speed limiter. Yeah, let's go ahead and press removed for speed limiter. I'm going to go ahead and press 34s. It is 295 65 R20s, but I think with the tire pressure that I'm at right now, it's actually 34. So I'm going to go ahead. I can always update this later. So describe your vehicle. If you haven't modified it, simply put stock in your notes. All right, so let me go ahead and just put stock for now. All right, press done. All right, so here we are at the dashboard. Let me go ahead and press that. Let's do DTC, check for DTCs. That's pretty cool. You can check for any kind of codes or lights that pop up, read codes. All right, no trouble codes found. Let's go ahead and bounce back. All right, so let's check out functions. There's also some options you can update, hand over vehicle, my other vehicles, functions, vehicle details, ECU profiles. All right, so let's check these out. Last installed ECU profiles. By the way, truck is still in the on position. Lights are on, and that's okay because these diesels come with 2 batteries. It's not like we're draining them all out. So last installed ECU profiles. Nothing's on the truck. It's completely stock. So returning it back to stock, and then AMDP transmission. So yeah, this time I went with AMDP. Heard a lot of great things about it. One, more so for its transmission tunes and handling a little more power off-road, of course. So let's see. Powerstroke transmission. Firm shift, high shift points. Firm shift, raise shift points, TC lock. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different transmission tunes that you can throw on your truck. Let's see. Fuel emissions off, emissions on. So let's do AMDP emissions on. 150 horsepower version 1.3, engine only. Okay, so all of these say only engine only, which is okay because transmission tunes are separate, what I just showed you. So we have 100 horse, 150 horse, 75 horse, 0 horse, 50 horse, and let's see, shift on the fly, and let's see, charge air cooler, shift on the fly, emissions. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and throw on the 150 horse. So let me go ahead and press that. Emissions on, engine only. Let's go ahead and down that. So press that cloud. So what we're going to go ahead and do is press install. Alright, now this is only touching the ECM. This is not transmission related yet. Proceed. Alright, so it's going to transfer the profile to the auto agent. Turn it off. Alright, press continue. Alright, so place ignition in the on run position without cranking engine. Alright, continue. Alright, so it's going and installing. So what it's doing is pushing the tune through the ECM. It's talking with the ECM. Service advanced track, engine over temp, check brake system. The wrench pops on. Alright, so a lot of shit's happening up on the screen, but that's okay. Alright, and it says up top, do not unplug auto agent and do not turn the key off. Alright, we are on step 4 of 7, preparing for installation complete, unlocking controller complete, erasing controller complete, installing 1%. So I cannot remember how long the proven tunes took to install, but I'm going to go ahead and let this sit and see how long it roughly takes. Alright guys, so it's finishing up, 98%, 99%. I started it at 4:06, so it took, yeah, not even 10 minutes. Alright, so here's the step. Please place ignition in the off position. Alright, and then press continue. Place ignition in the on and run position without cranking the engine. Alright. There it is. Alright, and then press on. Installation was completed successfully. Let's go. Alright. Alright, so y'all remember seeing all those different lights that were popping up, so they are no longer anywhere to be found. So here we are. Last installed ECM 15 to 16 6.7 Powerstroke 150 horse, version 1.3, emissions on, engine only. Alright, last installed TCM unknown. So right now there is no, I haven't loaded any kind of transmission tuned, but I will. And if I remember correctly, I need to do a cam reset. Alright guys, so I'm at the main screen. Let's see, it is under vehicle, and then I'm going to go to functions, and then what we're going to do is reset TCM. Okay, because we do need to, let's see, description allows you to force a TCM cam memory and adaptive reset. So this has to be done first before loading a transmission tune. So let's go ahead and, let's see, the vehicle's on. Let's go ahead and run this. Transmission reset complete. Please drive around to relearn the transmission. Alright, so let's press exit, and let's go to ECU profiles, AMDP transmission. Alright, so now we need to choose a transmission tune. So firm shift, high shift points, early transmission, or TC lock, torque converter lock. Let's see, since I have slightly larger or taller tires, what I may try to choose would be raised shift points. Not high, because that's probably for 37s. Alright, so what we can do is just put just the torque converter lock. So there's the one I chose. Let's go ahead and press install. Yes, proceed. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this off. Press continue. Alright, turn it on without turning or cranking on the engine. I'm gonna go ahead and press continue. Alright, so it's gonna go ahead and install the tune. Let me go ahead and see how long this takes compared to the ECM one. And let's go ahead and check out. These lights are going off everywhere, so hey, don't be alarmed. It's just what it does. I'll be right back. We're going on 3 minutes. So it took the engine tune 7 minutes. This one took 3 minutes. Alright, so since it's in the on, let's go ahead and turn it off. Hey, what's up guys? So sorry the video cut out. I was on my last 2 steps. Pretty straightforward at that point. Now I am test driving it. I've been driving it for the morning, and I probably put maybe 100 miles on it so far. Transmission completely smooth. The shifts wise, I mean, no harsh shifts. I don't feel it shifting. I used to have a 3rd gear harsh shift only in the mornings, only when the transmission was cold. That is no longer the case. I think when the transmission gets higher pressure, or raised pressure through the transmission, that helps tremendously. So now I do not have that. I have not had one harsh shift, knock on wood, but that's the reason why I went with this specific tuning company. So I'm on the 150 horse. I mean, I can feel the power, not as much as I would probably with emissions off, but I think I should be throwing on a new exhaust here soon, since I drive the truck mostly off-road. So
It's going to be a good one, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a 5-inch, and just from what I read, 5-inch a little more deeper sounding, throatier than just a delete pipe. So, but yeah, that's why I'm doing missions on right now, because I haven't received their exhaust. I've never done it before. I've always had, you know, more so emissions off tuning. So yeah, this is where I'm at. I haven't driven it too much to really gauge the miles per gallon increase, but I do notice that my wheel spins a whole lot faster when I'm coming out of turns, and I can spin these tires fairly easy. And they're 35s. They're 295 65 R20s. So that's, I mean, fairly standard. 35-inch tall by 11.5-inch wide. So here's 60 miles per hour. Sixth gear to fourth. Didn't even feel it. Did not feel a damn thing in the transmission. That is pretty sweet. Thing's fast enough for me. Let's go ahead and see where I'm sitting at. Get some cruise control. All right, so here's 70 miles per hour. So just kind of gauge where the fuel meter is looking like. This thing's smooth, I'm telling you. The transmission tunes are worth it itself, so I'm completely satisfied. I'll continue driving it. Don't get me wrong, I've only been driving it for about 150 miles now, but I can tell a significant difference between my last tuning company. So.
What's up, guys? So we have the factory DPF exhaust off the truck now. I'm going to go ahead and take you from the front of the truck to the rear tailpipe, and just show you what tools I used millimeter wise, and how I took this thing off, which is pretty heavy. I actually used help this time. Last time I used 2 jack stands. Put 2 jack stands, say one about right here and one towards the back. Once you drop it, you'll be able to more so kind of worm it out towards the rear of the vehicle. All right, so here is towards the front. All right, and that's the tailpipe. So first things what I did was just kind of work from the front to the rear. You're gonna have these 2 long bolts, all right? I used a 13 millimeter, 1 and 2 right there. Go ahead, and you may have to use a extension to get about a 6 to a 9-inch total inch extension to remove this one of these bolts. All right. Next, I removed these brackets. All right. I personally did not have a crowbar, and so because I did not have a crowbar to get in here and remove these plastic retainers from these pipe extensions to secure it onto the frame, I had to just pull these off. All right. So I have one right here, and then there's 2. And I'll pull one up right now to show you what the other 2 look like. So for these, there were 2 bolts, 13 millimeter as well. All right, I didn't touch this. This is just a push and pull clip. All right, for that sensor. All right, let's see. This one was a pinch and pull as well. A pinch and pull right here. And right here for this nipple, this is, you're gonna see 2 tabs, and I'll go ahead and show this to you so it makes a little better sense underneath the truck. But I pressed them, pushed down, and then pulled out. And that released it. Pretty simple after I figured that out. Here's another sensor. All right, so this is a Just kind of push this red pin back, press this down, and then pull out. It connected to this controller that was secured by two 13mm bolts as well. So one on each. I just removed this, all right, and just remove the controller out of this, in that whole area. Here's another bracket that I removed as well. Those are three 13mm bolts. Let me go ahead and pull that up. All right, so this is the bracket that I was talking about. So this is how it was set up right there. So there were three 13mm bolts. I removed that. All right, working down the exhaust. All right, so this one I'll go ahead and show you while I'm underneath the truck as well to make it seem easier to understand. Instead of using a wrench to loosen this up, because it's 2015, it's been down there for 8 years. Stuff's gonna be pretty hard to turn just based off of how hot, the hot cold cycles that it has. I just used a needle nose, pinched the clamp, and pulled the black small holes off of this. It's still underneath the truck, so I'll go ahead and show you when I'm underneath it as well. Here's another bracket. All right, similar to this one, again, another three 13mm bolts. Remove that off. Let's see. This, I removed it from underneath the frame. I'll go ahead and show that to you when I'm showing you how I remove that clamp and the hose. All right, another pinch and pull. All right, this is another red tab. Press in right here and then pull. Okay, and then I have three 15mm bolts. Okay. All right, so here's 1, 2, 3. That came off right here. This pipe was connected to that. All right. I removed another three 15mm bolts right here. This connected to this tailpipe portion. This we slipped out. And last thing was this controller right here. All right, so we left this sensor in. These tabs are going to be popping up on top of your rear passenger tire. All right, you're going to see these clear tabs. You just pinch them in, just like that, and then push it out. That's all you had to do. All right, this had another retainer that we pulled out with just a flathead. One thing that I used that really helped us out to remove these off of the retainers, except for those two, or those three that were kind of a pain in the butt, is move the plastic retainer back. Okay. All right. So you don't have to remove these, right? Because this needs to go back on the truck. But for these, imagine if this nipple was poking out. Spray it off of the inside, move this back, kind of lube it up, and then use a flathead, kind of pinch the nipple in, and then you'll be able to pull it out. So it's not too hard. You'll be able to figure it out. But that is, in a nutshell, how we remove this damn exhaust that weighs an ungodly amount of weight. So let me go ahead and go underneath the truck and show you the two more so complicated things to explain. All right, so here we are underneath the truck. There's one bracket right here. This one stays on. There's no way of getting this one out. All right, so here's one bracket right there. I went ahead and reinstalled this. All right, three 13mm bolts right there. Here's the one portion I was telling you that I pinched this clamp, moved it back, and then pull this hose out. Okay, and that's all that was. So I'll go ahead, probably I'll remove this whole hose. It's just easier to do that instead of trying to figure out everything else. But what you could do is pinch this. All right, remove this tab. All right, it may be a little hard to get to. And then remove this plastic tab that's retaining this on the exhaust. And then you wouldn't have to do what I just did, removing this clamp. So two different ways of doing it. All right, so this one I did differently. I removed this directly off of the exhaust with a 13mm wrench. This one actually came out, so it made it fairly easy. This is why I went that direction, removing that. All right, let's move further up. All right, so this is what I was talking about. Here's the pinch and pull for this one. There's these 2 tabs right there, and then there's one on the opposite side right there. What I did was pinch these. It's a little difficult to get to. Pinch, push, and then pull. Somehow with those steps it came right out. So I don't know, you'll be able to figure it out as well, but that's the way I did it. And that is the, I don't know, I think the downpipe right there. So we are moving along. Now it is time to install the 5-inch exhaust. Smell that? That's fucking deleted diesel. I love that smell, dude. Love it. Sounded good, right?
That's good. That's good. She's wispy. That's that. She got a little wisp in her.
Because the table was right there. I'm
Oh,
pushing air through. That sounded good, didn't it?
She gonna be tearing up the streets now.
With that axle dump, it's definitely gonna have a drone, so that's gonna get old real fucking quick.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we finally got the new exhaust on. Let's go ahead and come right around here. We have 2 flanges left. We have the tailpipe portion still off the truck. That's because I'm just trying to get this drivable, move it off of this one spot, and I can put this on. I like the look of the axle dump, but I won't actually use it. I'll definitely put my tailpipe on. I know there's definitely going to be some drone if I keep the axle dump kind of angle portion, that tailpipe portion off. So I'll definitely put that end back on. So just not now. Things that I used for this new exhaust was a 17mm wrench, 2 6-inch extensions, my Milwaukee 3/8 drive, wireless ratchet. I used a 3-inch extension as well, a U-joint, 13mm, 14mm socket, and a 16mm socket, as well as my BFH. I thought about trying this, but I did well with the ratchet, 3/8 drive ratchet right there. And let's see, that is about it. So things I did not use from the factory exhaust was that front, very front bracket. All right, and also another one that I didn't have to put back on. Well, let's go underneath the truck so I can show you the steps that I took to install this. Thank God I got my buddy helping me out. Cody, big shout out. All right, so we have, big shout out.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we have our 2 bolts that came with the new exhaust. There's one right there. There's the bolt, the nut, bolt, nut right there. Hand tighten, make sure it was tight. Angles look fairly close to factory. All right, so the tip that I'm gonna have to tell you that'll save you a lot of time is put this piece together. Put that flange on. Put this piece together, the longer one. And the short 2-foot extension right there with the flange. Mount this all up at once before you get underneath the truck. You don't have to tighten the flanges, but just make sure that the 3 pieces are all seated well together. You have the flanges on, and that'll make it so much easier because you do not want to make sure that they're attached well from each side once you're underneath the truck. It's just a pain in the ass. So make sure these 3 pieces are attached. You can tighten down the flanges just a little bit, but you may have to adjust it to ensure that let's see, these portions are seated well onto the retainers. Okay, so this forward bracket was used, not the second one. As you can see right there, there's nothing to hold it up because this 5-inch exhaust is much lighter than the factory DPF and exhaust. I want to say that piece is like 120 pounds. This is like nothing. It may be 40, 50 pounds. So it doesn't need all the retention or stabilization or brackets with the factory DPF. All right. So these flanges are 14mm right there. 2 of them. Another 2 right there. And this is the piece that goes over that rear differential. Okay, so you got to make sure those 2 pieces are seat well. You got to make sure these 2 pieces are seated well into the plastic or the rubber retainers, so it's not touching the top of the truck, which is good, or else it'll be rattling. And yeah, now we got ourselves a little axle dump temporarily. So that's all it was. 2 bolts, 14 millimeters right there. Make sure those 2 arms are connected. Another 2 bolts. This one's not used. I could have kept this one off. This one is on, as you can see right there. Kind of, it'll focus. All right, and then you got to make sure those 2 bolts are tightened down. Hand tighten. I didn't do anything torque specific, but it looks good. So, moment of truth, I'll go ahead and put the camera right underneath the exhaust so we can hear how this sounds.
I'm on standby.
All right, let me go ahead and worm back. All right, there we go. Let's put the microphone definitely right there. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on. So I did have an emissions on tune. I loaded up the emissions
230 engine only.
I definitely uploaded a different tune since my truck is specifically like off-road use. So it's at a 230 horsepower with an axle dump, 5-inch exhaust, AMDP tuning. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, guys, so that about does it. That is the end of the install. It took me, I don't know, if you give yourself a day, you'll be able to finish it start to finish. If you got a buddy with you, that'd definitely help. I got my buddy Cod. Thanks, Cod. Shout out to Cod. And yeah, we have an axle dump, 5-inch exhaust. There'll be definitely more videos to come. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure I drove the truck fairly soft for the transmission to learn. And then just get used to the tune, because this truck's been factory for 130,000 miles. This is a 2015. Quick side note, I do have a few projects. I have a lot of videos to edit, so just stay tuned. Please comment, subscribe, ask me any questions. Hey, how'd you do this? How'd you get this? Things like that. But I have front coils from Carly that I need to install. I already installed the Carly shocks and the caster shims. And then I have some other projects that I still have to do, as well as edit a whole lot of videos for y'all. So more to follow. Stay tuned. But until next time, see y'all.